If you want people to know your value, listen to your words, and trust your decisions, there is a secret that most people do not know. The secret is not in being the loudest, nor the strongest, nor even the smartest person in the room, but in possessing the magic of diplomatic influence. Imagine entering any discussion and gaining everyone's respect, turning rejection into acceptance, hostility into cooperation, and making people follow your ideas because they believe in them, not because they are forced to. Be careful, because what you are about to learn today may change the way you deal with people forever, and it may make you realize that the most influential people are not those who impose themselves, but those who know how to win hearts and minds. Sometimes you may be 100% right, but your irritating or aggressive way of expressing yourself makes everyone around you turn against you. In the world of relationships and business, the way you deal with people is far more important than simply being right. Welcome to this part of the summary of the legendary book, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Today we're going to talk about the magic of influence. But before we get into the details, there's a comment that always keeps coming up. If I become nice, smile, and compliment people, won't I become a weak person that others can walk all over? Let's agree on something. There's a fine line between being a flexible and pleasant person and being a shaky person with no boundaries whom others can take advantage of. Intelligence is not about turning off your critical thinking filter. The only thing we accept without question is the Holy Quran. Other than that, any book or piece of advice should pass through your mind and be weighed carefully. This book does not erase your boundaries. It teaches you how to be a warm, likable person while remaining strong and dignified at the same time. It teaches you how to express your opinion respectfully without diminishing yourself or the person in front of you. The first section, how to win people to your way of thinking. Winning arguments silently. There is not a single secret that creates an influential person, but rather a collection of subtle principles that complement one another. The more you master each one of them, the closer you get to possessing that presence that makes people trust you, listen to you, and be influenced by your words without resistance. But pay attention. Not all of these principles are equal in their impact. Each principle will reveal to you a hidden aspect of the art of winning people over and leading them. However, the final principle is the most important of all, because it may completely change the way you view human relationships and make you realize why so many people fail to influence others despite possessing knowledge and skills. Therefore, I advise you not to skip any part of this section, because one of these ideas may be the key you have been searching for years, while the last one may shock you with both its simplicity and its power at the same time. It might be the very idea that changes your life and the way you deal with people forever. The first principle: avoid arguments and respect other people's opinions. You will never truly win an argument, so avoid it. The moment a discussion turns into a challenge of who's right, logic dies, and emotions and self-defense take over. Even if you win through logic, you have still lost the person, because they will feel that you overpowered them or tried to prove your superiority over them. The second principle: make the other person feel that you respect their opinion. Instead of saying, "You're wrong," which wounds a person's ego, use smarter phrases such as, "I completely understand your point of view, but maybe I'm not seeing the whole picture. What do you think about looking at it from this angle?" Always begin with common ground. For example, at work, say, "We both agree on this goal, but let's discuss the best way to achieve it." As for the third and fourth principles, they are the point at which the real impact begins to appear. For many know how to speak, but only a few know how to leave an unforgettable impact on the souls of others. These two principles are not just additional skills, but rather they are what distinguishes the ordinary person from the person who succeeds in gaining trust, calming disputes, and influencing decisions without clash or imposition of control, as they are represented in admitting the mistake and the friendly beginning. The third principle: if you are wrong, admit your mistake quickly and strongly. Admitting a mistake is not weakness. The weak are those who fear and make excuses. Strength and transparency force the one in front of you to tolerate you. Always remember, if you go head-on against someone, they will stubbornly resist, but if you start with, "I'm sorry, I messed up in this part," you have thus withdrawn from him the weapon of attack. And this moves us to the fourth principle. Always start in a friendly way. The way you open the dialogue is what determines whether it will end with a fight or with a solution. No more of those total attack sentences like, "You never did." Calm down, arrange your words, and enter with the intention of a solution, not with the intention of victory. If you feel that these words are changing your way of thinking and will make you a true leader in your life, do not forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to support us to continue this series, and so that the upcoming videos reach you first thing. As for the fifth and sixth principles, they are what move you from just a good person in communication to a person whose impact is difficult to ignore. As they contain a technique, do not underestimate it, which is the yes tactic and leaving space for the other. The fifth principle: make the one in front of you say yes at the beginning of the dialogue. This is a psychological trick used by sales professionals. When you make the brain of the one in front of you programmed for agreement on 2 or 3 obvious points, it becomes easier for him to agree to your main request. Instead of saying to your manager, "This deadline is impossible," tell him, "This task is very important, right? And it is important to deliver it with the highest quality so the client doesn't come back with comments?" Great. To do this, we need 3 days instead of 1 day. What is your opinion, sir? Congratulations, you got what you wanted. And for this to succeed, apply the sixth principle. Let them talk more. Listen with real attentiveness and do not interrupt even if they say something you do not like. When a person empties the charge inside them, they become ready and prepared to listen to you. And so we have reached the end of this part of our journey in discovering the secrets of diplomatic influence. But believe me, what we learned today is only the beginning. For there are still other principles that are more deep and powerful, principles that may reveal to you new secrets about understanding people, gaining their trust, and influencing them in a way you have never imagined before. Tell me in the comments, what is the principle that caught your attention the most? And have you ever used one of these techniques in your life? I will be happy to read your opinions and experiences. And if you found this video useful, do not forget to support us by liking and subscribing to the channel and activating the notifications bell, because your support is what drives us to continue and provide more valuable content. And do not miss the upcoming part, because we will dive deeper into the principles of this book and the secret that will change your way of dealing with people and multiply your true influence might still be waiting for you there. See you in the next part, and always remember, true influence does not depend on control, but rather on understanding the human being and winning his heart and mind.